Solana has hit a new all-time high 2 years after FTX crashed, sending it to oblivion. Gensler is leaving, and are we hitting 100k today? This is your Altcoin Buzz News. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody, and if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't drop latest content. Follow us on Twitter, AltcoinBuzzIO, and as always, not financial advice, and wish you the best of luck in your crypto ventures. We are on the precipice of $100,000 today, guys. Will we get there? I'm not entirely sure. I think we might, but like we've been saying the past few days, we could just be stalling out. We've come up to this level of $99,000. We're just below it. So this is like a critical level that retail is especially going to be looking for all over the news. So are we going to hit it and then sell off? Are we going to sell off right before it? Not entirely sure. We're going to have to see what happens today with the New York Open. But right now it's looking okay. We're not selling off completely. I think we actually might hit $100,000. What happens after that, I'm not entirely sure. And then Cointelegraph is saying, will this cause a bigger correction? They actually expect a much bigger one than I'm expecting. So they said Bitcoin crossed over $98,000 for the first time in history, following Donald Trump, obviously. On November 21st, Bitcoin price surged over 4.5% to a new all-time high. We are at $99,000 now. The Trump trade euphoria could have Bitcoin reach the long-anticipated 100K price target by 2024's end, with the crypto betting platform Polymarket reporting a 92% bet in favor of the record high. I think we'll probably get there today. But they were saying that analysts at Bernstein predict that in October, in their October Black Book, that Bitcoin could hit 200K by the end of 2025, so by the end of next year. Their bullish prediction stems from the rising institutional demand, positive regulatory shifts, and pro-crypto appointment by Donald Trump. Pretty much everything we've been saying and been hearing for the last week. Another potential driver of Bitcoin's growth is the proposed establishment of a national Bitcoin reserve. And notably, Cynthia Lummis she's been pushing this forward. She introduced a draft bill advocating for the acquisition of up to 5% of Bitcoin's total supply over the next 5 years, a move that could represent more than $100 billion worth of investments. She's even gone on the news saying, we don't actually even need to spend more money. We can just sell our gold. We have a huge gold reserve in the US, and we can just convert that to Bitcoin. So she's like, we literally sell our gold and buy Bitcoin, which is just amazing. So hopefully something like that goes through. Additionally, Bernstein points to surging demand from Bitcoin ETFs and ambitious purchasing strategies from companies like Microstrategy, which plans to raise $42 billion for Bitcoin acquisitions over the next 3 years. And we actually have another article about Microstrategy recently as well. And then according to the Bitcoin regression model, they predict 150K will be the top of the bull cycle. And so they say 150K will be the peak in 2025 based on post-halving performance and historical patterns, according to the logarithmic regression model. So we have to just kind of think, do we think that the historical patterns will play out now with such a pro-crypto administration in the US? Will things continue to play out the same way? I don't know. I think we could be more bullish than 150K. I think we're going closer to 200K. But they're also saying that following previous halvings, Bitcoin rallied 8,000% after the 2012 halving, 2,900 after the 2016, 560 after the 2020, and a similar trajectory plays out of a rally of 300 to 400% from the April 2024 halving, which aligns perfectly with the 150K upper band of the regression model. Now, they are saying, though, if history repeats itself and if fractals do play out, there could be a correction after 100K, which you want to be cautious for. And so I think there will be a bit of a correction, but they take it to the next level here. They're saying if we get to 100K, that when Bitcoin hit 69K in 2021, that while the RSI divergence had a bearish divergence, the prices then dropped 77%. And so Bitcoin touched its 50-week exponential moving average during the decline. And so Bitcoin went from like $69,000 down to like $28,000, a huge sell-off. And so now they're saying a similar setup could be emerging with Bitcoin nearing $97,500, with the RSI showing signs of weakening momentum. And so a bearish divergence is when the price is going up, but the RSI goes down, which means usually there's going to be a sell-off because there's not as much momentum when prices are going up. So they're saying if history repeats itself, Bitcoin's bull cycle could top out at around $100,000 right now, followed by a corrective move. And they're saying that the 50-week EMA, which is currently around $60,000, suggests a potential correction of over 40% in 2025. So it doesn't have to be right now, but they're saying we could go to 100K and then down to $60,000, a 40% drop, which is a bit far. It does line up with that level for sure. It's just, I don't know if we're quite there yet. We've been bullish for about 2 weeks now since the presidential election. Is it time to correct down 40%? I don't know. I could see definitely a liquidation cascade where there's so much leverage built up that we head back down to around, like I've been saying, $85,000 to $87,000. I could see this happening. They're saying we're coming back down all the way, all the way down here. So while anything is entirely possible, it just seems a little far-fetched right now. We probably need more liquidations built up in the system, more leverage, more degeneracy, more retail, coming in after 100K before we get that massive flush. But 60K, I don't know. At this point, it seems far-fetched to me to have 60K hit when we're very bullish, and it doesn't seem quite likely right now. But that's just my 2 cents. Then we also have Microstrategy's Michael Saylor has a $3 billion rescue plan as their stock tanks 16%. So Microstrategy has actually been doing very well up until like the last day or so. You can see they've been on a parabolic run. Obviously, they are the trade for Bitcoin for TradFi. They've had a run up since September. They've run up from $122 to $542, an insane run. And then they just sold off, but actually we're having this buyback now above this order block level of support, which I expect us to hold anywhere above here. But they just said they are going to be buying. So basically, Michael Saylor said, "Hey, we're gonna buy $3 billion of their senior convertible notes to buy more Bitcoin." When that happened, obviously, they have to sell stocks and they have to raise money, and so the stock crashes. But then they're like, "Hey, we're gonna have more Bitcoin." So obviously, it's just a sell-off before the price is going to continue back upwards, probably back to new all-time highs very soon. So they're saying, yeah, we're buying $3 billion more Bitcoin because we just can't get enough Bitcoin. I mean, earlier this week, they bought 51,000 Bitcoin for $4.6 billion. They're buying another $3 billion. They plan to buy $42 billion over the next couple of years. So Michael Saylor, he's just full on in it, and he's just buying as much as he can. And I don't blame him. I mean, the prices are doing really well right now. What's crazy is that this is probably going to come just straight back up. This is going to be like the sell-off that you probably wanted to buy if you're in TradFi. I imagine this probably just bounces right back up to $600. So not too worried about MicroStrategy or Michael Saylor. Then, hallelujah, crypto foe and SEC chair Gary Gensler will quit when Trump takes office. This is something we've been waiting for years now. U.S. SEC Chairman Gary Gensler, a frequent foe of the crypto industry, says he'll fully leave the agency the day Donald Trump becomes president on January 20th next year. He's not just stepping down as head of the main U.S. SEC, he'll also not stick around as a commissioner, thank God, meaning he won't be around to defend his regulatory policies, which have included an aggressive stance towards crypto. And so he tweeted this yesterday, and he had a little bit of a thread. And if you want to see some funny reactions, go read the replies to this. You'll see all the crypto people on there replying to him. And he basically just said, yeah, he was amazing. They had a remarkable agency. We're the best, and no one believes him. And so he took office in April 2021, and for the past 3-4 years has just been suing everyone. They sued Binance, Binance US, Coinbase, Kraken, Shapeshift, and a million others during his tenure. And when this happened, when he announced this, XRP price surged. So they surged 25% after this because XRP was the biggest case that was going on with the SEC for years now. And having this, overhang, finally being removed of Gary Gensler and a much more crypto-friendly administration coming in, the price just surged a massive 25%. So XRP zoomed as Gary Gensler's announcement of stepping down in January came on X, and the price surged 25% in the last 24 hours, with most of the gains early in Asian hours on Friday. Ripple fully cleared the long-drawn court case in 2024, bringing back the spotlight of XRP, a major token that commands a $77 billion market cap. And so now the token is up a massive amount. It is looking great. It's just going strong. So we're at $1.48. It felt like for the longest time we were hovering around this 50-cent range. I mean, literally it was years. So it was just May 2022, pretty much until just this November, we were in the 50-cent range. So 2 years just hovering around here, waiting for regulatory clarity. And then this is what happens within, a couple of days. We went from, what is this? November. So Trump's election, we went up 196%, almost 200%, a 3x on XRP, one of the biggest coins. So the XRP army is finally getting, finally getting some recognition. This is insane. This, especially as a weekly candle and a monthly candle, that is absolutely insane. I imagine we're going to take out all-time highs here soon. I don't know if this is the all-time high. This is no, there's got to be an older chart. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure the all-time high was like closer to $3.50. So $3.50, December 17th, December 1st, 2017. We've got a little ways to go, but man, XRP might do it now. Might actually hit that all-time high. The XRP army is going to be relentless as well. They're gonna be all over X as well. So good for them. Good for XRP. This is finally, a glorious day for XRP. But also Solana, which is now breaking all-time highs as well, 2 years after the FTX catastrophe. So 2 years after FTX basically destroyed Solana. We all thought Solana wasn't coming back. I remember trading Solana when it was like $9 and shorting it to like $7. We thought it was the next Luna, essentially, with FTX going down. But surprisingly, it came back, and now I just wish I bought a bunch of it at $7. But I didn't. So Solana finally broke its new all-time high on November 22nd, 2 years after FTX collapse. I'm so glad that I do have a big spot bag of Solana, but just not from $7. Solana tapped $264 on Coinbase, which is an 11% gain over the past 24 hours. And we were actually saying this yesterday, that Solana, we had this little thing, so it's consolidating underneath all-time highs right now. So 259 is the prior all-time high. We expected it to kind of come up here, consolidate underneath here, and then just push strong above towards like 270 and then continue up higher. So it's kind of doing that right now. It's hovering just underneath all-time highs. So I imagine we just consolidate here and then we pump up in the next couple of days or so towards probably, $300 pretty soon, I imagine. Solana is one of the strongest, especially as a huge market cap coin. To pump this much is insane. So Solana is looking great, breaking all-time highs. And this is after, it fell to under $10 in December 2022 after FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried. Now, analysts are targeting a high of $400 for SOL once the previous all-time high of $260 was overcome. I think we actually go a little bit higher. We've had more ETFs come out. More Solana ETFs are being filed by Bitwise, VanEck, 21 Shares, Canary Capital. I think there's a couple more today as well. So Solana ETFs are coming out like crazy. I think they're going to get approved. And $400 seems a little bit low for me, because I think we're going to hit $300 probably in the next couple of weeks or so. So I imagine $400 comes shortly after. I'm targeting around $600, maybe $700 for the cycle top. But overall, I mean, it's basically the entire chain for meme coins. So you need Solana to buy meme coins. I imagine we go much higher. And at the same time, decentralized finance on Solana has seen impressive growth, gaining more than 500% in total value locked this year, reaching $8.8 billion. And obviously, the promise of crypto-friendly regulation under Trump has ignited crypto markets. And again, SEC Chair Gary Gensler resigning, all great things. So much bullish news coming out all at once. Gary Gensler resigning, Solana ETFs, new all-time high, 100K Bitcoin. Just so many good things happening all at once. Obviously, I can see why there could be a flush, because we just have so much bullish momentum being built up that obviously, people could be off sides if there's a big flush. Which could cause a liquidation cascade. I could see that reasoning happen. But at the same time, I could also see why there is a reason for us to just push past 100K. Once that happens, more people come in. And then maybe we go to like 103, 104K. And then there's a bit of a flush down towards $90,000. So that is a possibility as well. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens at New York Open. But that's it for the video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. And I'll see you this Sunday for another TA video.